Hit the Mat podcast.
Hello everybody, welcome to episode 21 of Better Hit the Mat podcast, allegedly a fitness podcast. Welcome back. Hi guys.
Welcome back, boys and girls.
Hey,
How are you?
As usual, the t-shirt rounds here. We have to look at Ryan's here. I was going to wear my 3D glasses.
Yes.
That's
Much
a super cool
necessary.
design. Like, show people.
What? Oh, it's not 3D though, man. It
looks
CMYK
3D though.
separation, but that's the point.
I reckon if I put 3D glasses on, it would look like the old school Quality Street Rappers ones.
Oh, yeah.
The green and the the blue and the red. That would do it. Anyway, welcome back. So, obviously last time we were sort of taking the piss a little bit. Oh,
Cheers, boss.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers.
Almost forgot how this show works.
You're rude.
This is my birthday present glass. It looks like nothing special, right?
Just
Allow
wait.
Allow me to demonstrate.
Oh wait, he's gonna show it now. Damn. It's a shark.
Ooh. Did you hear about the $1 million bottle of wine they're auctioning this week?
No?
No.
It was the first bottle of wine that was aged on the moon. So they took it up there. It was in some sort of compartment, and they aged it up in the moon, and they just brought it back.
Jeez.
And they're starting the bidding at $1 million, so they're anticipating it's going to go for
The
probably
moon.
several
Amazing.
million.
Are you going for it?
Ah,
You going to be on the
I don't-
phone?
I don't drink alcohol. What are you kidding me? That's for you losers.
I'll bid on it, but I ain't gonna go.
Exactly.
I love the fact he didn't go for that. I haven't got $1 million. It was like, no, I'm not going to drink.
I got that in Ethereum sitting in my fucking in my trunk.
It's
all my Doge.
It's like 7 days of Dogecoin.
Anyway, so
Oh,
yes,
what a mess
I was
that is.
going to say before I forgot the cheers, is that last time we were sort of jokingly talking about Smitty's run because we recorded before it had happened. But I can safely say it has now happened.
You deserve it.
Nice. That's
I
a
like
look.
it.
That
is-
It is.
So-
It is a look. It is.
I actually came up with this
a-
during the 5 hours because 5 hours is a really long time, so I had to distract myself a little bit. I thought I hadn't earned the right to put one around my neck. I thought I'd wear them on my sweatband, so that's what we
It's
did.
like if Tupac and Flavor Flav just had some sort of weird child and put that together. I like it.
There you go.
I like
go.
it.
This,
Hey,
you know,
Nice. I'm all for giving people support, and I know we're a really positive community, but it's stuff like this that results from that.
That is officially canceled. Smitty's run number 2 next morning.
I'll take on the site right now.
Hey, with that said, we actually
Let's talk
raised
about it. Yeah, let's see the money. What was the total?
with 87 contributors. Actually, we raised $2,443.
Incredible.
Cheers to Smitty.
Cheers.
Nice.
Smitty.
Yes, here's to Smitty
What a
and
day.
everyone who
Bill Smitty
participated and supported.
What a day.
It was awesome.
It was really great. Thank you to
You guys
everybody who showed up.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me about it. How was it? How was the class?
Oh, you.
Ooh, the classes. How were the classes? The classes were awesome. It started. Boz and Lavinia, you guys did the first set, right?
Yeah, we sort of because some people, especially stateside, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, so we weren't like, let's kick your ass. No, we're actually quite nice with it, but we did do. I think I did a challenge. I can't remember, but we took it fairly easy on them to start with. And then Steve came in, did his session, which was awesome. Really good job. And then Bruce as well. Like, Bruce's workout was great because it was like it was a lower pace, but it still kicked your ass.
Yeah.
So the transitions weren't so fast, but like there was real. You take your
slow
time, and
burner.
hold. Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And then of course our mystery guest. Which, let's face it, if I'm getting a mystery guest, it's not that much of a mystery. But yeah, the one and only Hayden Walden came in. And,
That was very
taught
cool
us
of
for
him.
that penultimate hour. Yeah, and he did kick our asses.
Yeah. I was back for that one. Yeah.
And he ran as well, correct?
Yes, he
He
did.
did run in the morning? Yeah. Very well.
Yeah, him and Steve did that.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve did all 5 hours.
Well, he did all 5
Wow.
hours. Yeah.
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 And then we closed it out. Tom and Spirit. I think I opened.
Sorry, guys. I had to work.
What happened? I opened. Travis took center, and then Boz closed with some gravity yoga.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Different.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and I
it ended
moved
up
my
being-
9 a.m. I moved my 9 a.m. class to 7, so we had our 7 a.m. class, and we actually did the run at 9. Got back during Steve's class and kind of caught up around there.
Yeah, it seemed to work out well. I had a plan. I was going to just get some fake tan and spray Lavinia, and she was going to pretend to be Tom, but it wasn't. We couldn't get it worked out.
That would
in
have been
time.
amazing.
That would have been
Would
great.
have been absolutely amazing. Put her in scrubs and like a mask. So it just-
Yeah.
Just have her start saying hashtag boss bitch. That's it. That's the only thing you should
she
say.
says that already. So
I stole that from her.
I stole that. But no, it was like it was super cool to just see like the feed, filling up throughout social media throughout the day. People spending time with their family. Looked like a lot of people were walking. Tom Soroka did not suck that day. I think they went out and did a full family ordeal. They went rucking,
They did.
whatever that is. I don't know. That's like it's like walking with heavy shit on your back.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Whatever.
I say here it's getting in a sort of a thing with a load of other sweaty rugby players and pushing everyone forwards. But
Yeah, we used to call them piggyback rides back in the day. Now he's walking around town. We saw somebody rucking. I got to bring this up actually, with a giant American flag. There was a whole crew of them. Guy had a flag that was like 20 feet. It was the biggest flag we've ever seen on this giant flagpole. We just saw them
Damn.
yesterday walking through the neighborhood, just rucking away, big old backpacks. So they're all
Yeah, they
everywhere.
keep the 6-minute mile to keep it off the ground, right?
Incredible.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was just awesome.
Yeah. I agree. The highlight of the whole day was I was able to get my stuff in a little bit early. I think I was maybe the first person to put up a post because I had to do it before work.
First
And
one I saw.
it was so first one to see everybody. That was the payoff for all of this, is to see that Travis. Nobody knew who Robert was before this. Now 80 some people, and then that did the race, and then everybody else on their Facebook page knows about this. I mean, I can't imagine next year it's not going to double or triple in size. So, job
Yeah.
well done, my man. Lots of fun.
Thank you.
Great cause.
Thank you.
Great day for remembrance. So,
And I have
Yeah,
to
and I'll
say-
put a little YouTube clip together as well of everybody sent their photos in. I'll send that to Boz as well.
I will have some clips in. But these medals, I actually love them. I love the design. So
Oh, wait
Well-
till you see next year's. We're already starting on it.
if it hasn't got LEDs and a battery involved, I'm not interested.
It doesn't. So fuck you.
peace.
Hey, I had my hair cut.
Looks good.
Looks
Thank
good,
you.
man.
Nice. I
Long
haven't.
time
you
coming.
So are you an alt kid or a club kid or so I was the biggest boomer last week. I have no idea what any of those terms meant. I apologize. I was gonna speak up I didn't want to just interrupt, but what the fuck is a scene kid,
Okay.
alt kid?
So, scene kid would be anybody that's into like emo, post-hardcore during like the
Tom's like,
early,
what's that?
early
And
mid
you have
mid
to back
mid
it up. We
mid,
have to
two,
keep going back.
mid 2000s, 2015. Okay, so kids that hunting out. So they would
Basically,
be like your
layman's
Paul
terms,
Goss
here-
during 20
here they are.
2005 to 2015.
Today's punk rockers that are really sad.
Scene kids.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what scene
Pretty
kids
close.
are.
Pretty close. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Sad? I'm not sure that's true.
no, they aren't. But I mean, the trait of emo and even then screamo, which is the heavier version of emotional rock.
Yeah.
It's it's a tried and true trope within the scene.
So the other term was alt kid.
alt kid are kids that are just alternative in general.
Alternative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like us, Tom, with no tattoos. We're alternative now. Telling you.
Yeah.
A lot of Robert
True.
Smith in my heart.
Correct.
Sure.
Yes. So
There we go.
okay. So like fans of the Cure and the Smiths and even Depeche Mode back in the day, like those, like the people that were like tried and true fans of them, they would have been like that era's scene kids, if you will.
Right.
Very cool.
So,
Big term.
Exactly.
And now that just carries over to people
Cool.
like My Chemical Romance and Young Blood and stuff like that. A bunch of other newer artists. So
See, in my
Cool.
day, it wasn't that cut and dried because I didn't fit either. Because you still had that. You had like the punk sort of types, and then you had the goth types.
Oh yes,
and emo was starting to be a thing, but then over here there were the death metal kids. I don't know what anybody called them, but that was my camp.
That just, that's where you kind of, with metalheads, you get like, you have like the people that are in like black metal, like Dimmu Borgir and all those other fucking Swedish black metal bands, and then you also have a metalhead that just loves fucking Pantera. So it's like they're all metalheads, but there's like all these subgenres, just like within Scene Kids. There's like all these subgenres. And just
fun fact: if I ever get round to re-releasing them all, my first podcast, Here Goes Nothing, we did a series called Metal Memories University, where we started at the beginning with Guns N' Roses, and we told people, we did classes on how you could get from liking Guns N' Roses to Dimmu Borgir, for example, or Death.
They're fantastic live, man. I'm not a fan of the recorded material, but they put on a fun live show. So,
are you talking about Death?
Yeah, I've seen them too. Yeah, no. Death is where the bassist killed the lead singer, stabbed him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I think if I'm not mistaken.
No, that was.
Didn't Paul see them? Didn't Paul say he saw that was like his first concert or something?
Yeah,
like that? I remember him posting about that. I was like really? That's like saying my first concert was like Gigi Allen. like what?
Got shit right in my face.
You're talking about the Norwegian shit there, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
No. Death are American. They're like melodic death metal. They're incredible.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
But yes, their
Who are we
lead
talking about
guy
then?
did die.
Are we talking about Mayhem?
I am talking
Mayhem.
about Mayhem.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
There's a really good film about it.
There you go, Kenny Dunn. Keep your comment to yourself.
Yes. Wilt Chamberlain was not in the band Mayhem, by the way.
No, but Mayhem was actually on the soundtrack to Conan the Barbarian. Small world, man.
It is.
If you want to see that story, there's a really good horror film called Lords of Chaos, which covers that.
And that's the story of Mayhem. Oof.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, but it's
We should
really
make a
well.
project about that.
Yeah.
Get it?
Anyway,
Get it, guys?
sorry.
Get it?
You realise every show I have to bring it back to like death metal or horror in some way. It's just
Fair enough.
What about you? It's good. It's what you
Also, speaking of last week, our kids stayed with my dad this weekend, and on Saturday, he as I'm leaving, he goes, "So just want to let you know, I got your message. I got your message." I'm like, "Okay." I said, "What are you gonna do about it?" He goes, "I don't know. I guess I got to start sooner or later, huh?" So there you go. Maybe it worked.
There you go.
Maybe one day we'll be talking about Charlie kicking ass.
There you go.
Well, here's to hoping.
Here's
knew?
to hoping, Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely. Who knew? You just had to publicly shame him. That's
Kick
what
your ass, Charlie.
When in doubt.
Need to get the shark in shot. There we go. That's where it needs to be. There. That's perfect. I can swim it backwards and forwards. Look.
And one last thing, for full disclosure, we're actually, today is Mother's Day that we're recording. It won't come out for another 10 days. So happy Mother's Day to all those wives, moms, grandmas.
Yes.
Boz loves grandmas.
He is the biggest fan.
It's not Mother's
That's
Day
his-
here.
that's-
I don't give a fuck. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's his new OnlyFans channel.
Yeah,
He found out where the hook is.
Yeah, you guys did a Mother's Day class on transition coach, didn't you? I heard 73 people attended with Christina Russell.
73. Yes,
Whoa.
73 actual sign-ins. So there's more people that actually were in the class, but there were actually 73 Zoom links. Click on.
Yeah, and I actually
It's
I shared it through my Zoom because I want to pay you guys distribution rights. And
Nice.
you can add another 34 people to that. So
Well, our people will be connecting somebody with you, so it's okay.
yeah, that's fine.
We
I
have you.
canceled that email.
We got Dana White's best people on it. We will find all the streamers.
I got VPNs all day, man. I'm actually broadcasting from China right now. Thank you, Ola Unblocker.
Edward Snowden's in the room next to him, also doing a live stream. So
What's up, Eddie? He's that good. You can't even see him.
he's that good.
So, and then another thing from last week, Jake order shit talking skinny jeans and then throwing man buns in there.
Ooh.
You guys see that on the Tiger Battalion
I
group?
didn't
on Scott
actually
French's
know.
group?
Saw
Yeah,
that.
he messaged Travis and I and said he just doesn't get it, and that what did he say? The AC/DC were better than skinny jeans. I didn't realize they were in a competition, but
I didn't know Skinny Jeans had a band, but
I didn't either.
Actually,
You
talking
get
about
several
that, we
bands.
we nearly lost our mystery guest host because when Hayden did his his class, he sent me his playlist, and track number 1 was Thunderstruck. And
Oh, he loved it.
And I said, okay, I'm starting your playlist on track 2. And he's like, you play it from the top, or I'm not doing it. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
boy.
that's fine.
Oh,
big shot at you.
ultimatums.
Yeah.
He did.
Big shot
He
at you.
pulled rank, completely pulled rank.
He did.
But
So
yeah,
during that first song, I was in like, I don't know, he was doing Catra or whatever, and I was just doing it like this, la 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 la.
Well, I didn't know that the music I chose was going to physically make you sick, Boz. I could see you over there like,
yeah. So I told Jake that he's just showing how out of touch he was. He's like, well, if I'll gladly be out of touch if I have to have a man bun and skinny jeans.
I'm with him on man buns. I'm sorry, I can't.
Well,
I can't.
Dobbins jumped in on that, and he's like, yeah, fuck skinny jeans. And I was gonna say, yeah, but you top knot your fucking hairdo guy. That's pretty close to a man bun.
That's man bun territory.
Well, you're getting there.
Is that more man cinnabun then? Is that
Just as delicious.
That was delicious.
So, but like I say, anybody else, man, don't worry about everybody else wears or how their hair looks. Dude, just let people do their thing. And
Yeah.
skinny jeans, man, if you can fit in them, fuck yeah, dude, fit in them. I ain't gonna blame
yeah. Fuck your phones and your keys. They don't
Yeah,
need pockets.
You
Dude,
don't need 'em.
that story was brilliant. Talking about being in the photo booth trying to get that fucking
that was class?
absolutely perfect, man.
I just say I'm not going to give any shit to man buns because fellow UK instructor Craig Waters posted a picture of himself today, and he famously wears the man bun occasionally, and he's just popping the bicep. Now I don't know if that's jacked related, but my God, I thought that thing was photoshopped in. So
Oh, he's just cut to begin with, though.
well,
man.
yeah, but I'm not going to criticize him in any way.
no,
He also knows
knows
how
what
to
he's doing.
box.
Yep. Yeah, whatever he does it like full. He's intense, man. He is.
Yeah, he is intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, his workouts are fucking burners all the way through.
If you like exploding knees.
Yeah, he's who I got Planktown from. Again, like I said before, he doesn't necessarily call it Planktown, but I call it Planktown.
Yeah, he's good. I can say though, famously, I have beat him at boxing, and I will carry that honor to my grave.
What game was that?
It was VR Creed boxing simulator.
Yeah, good deal. Good stuff.
Way to whoop!
There we go.
Way to whoop that punk ass.
Technique's the same, just the strength is muted. That's all.
You just don't get punched in the face for real.
Exactly.
Level playing field.
Yeah.
Never happening in real life.
All right, so even though Travis had to step away for a quick second, do you guys want to go ahead and bring in this week's guest?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Awesome. So Travis was supposed to do this, so I guess I'll do it. Just like the rest of my fucking week.
Why is
This
this now?
I know,
Make
right?
Tom do it.
This week's guest is the one and only Jason Sparks. He is without a doubt the number one hype man in the DDPY community, whether it's all of our individualized groups, the Y'all Burn announcements every Thursday, him pushing the Hit the Mat podcast in every single place he possibly can. He has done so much for the four of us, let alone every other instructor in this community. He's also had a huge transformation himself and continues to do so. I don't want to break into that too much because I want him to talk about it. But please give it up for my good friend, Jason Sparks.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? Yay! Look at
Cheers,
that!
Oh, Travis, timing! Amazing timing.
Cheers.
We're just cheersing our guest, Trav. You've not missed a thing.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers. Look at that glass. That is lovely.
Oh yeah, I mean he's drunk the Kool-Aid there, hasn't he?
The glass,
Oh, and
the shirt.
Kenny.
Oh my gosh.
Straight moonshine.
Good Lord.
That's
What kind of show is this going to
Kentucky
be?
drinking water.
Kentucky moonshine right there.
This
Straight from his
is gonna
backyard.
be a good one.
Oh yeah, like while I've actually got him in front of a microphone with the correct source selected, at the end of this, we're just gonna be like, stay there, say this, now say this, now say this, because this man's voice is voiceover gold, ladies and gentlemen.
Butter.
Give it-
Just straight up butter.
God, Jason, do us an intro.
Oh, right.
I'll put it
off
at the front of
cuff?
the show. Yeah, come on, do
Oh.
it live.
You mean like Better Hit the Mat podcast with that sexy beast, Boz, with Travis, Mr. Mustache, and that ain't all. He's got to bring the ladies in. Don't forget that you also have Dr. Tom, always number one in our hearts. And look at him. Who could say no to that man?
Not
and
me.
finally,
Not possible.
Ryan Nichols. That is one sexy son of a bitch, even though he's usually upside down, but we love him anyway.
There it is.
Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was not in the least bit rehersed, I can assure you.
No.
Well done.
No,
Hey,
not
any of our
cheers.
You could have just stopped with
Cheers.
and Ryan
Indeed.
Nichols. That would have been way
Cheers.
better.
Right, right,
Okay.
exactly.
And Ryan Nichols, fuck that guy.
And
I'll
any
leave
of
all
our
for it.
listeners are listening, get this guy to voice over.
No kidding.
That'd be fun. I need to refill my Shamrock glass with my Burn the Boats water here.
You guys can actually purchase that water for $4 for 4 ounces.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's back on track water, is what he's not telling you. So
50%
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I have to import it, put it in the bottle, and then send it in.
It's a whole production, but it's absolutely worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
actually
British tap water, so it's slightly brown. It's great.
Oh, that's okay. It's
Oh, I
settled.
thought it was filtered through your beard.
twice filtered.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah, it has an aftertaste of fizzy fish and curry.
And Pandy.
I was wondering what that smell was, and now I can say it was legitimately curry.
All about the Pandy Candy. If you want to sponsor us, you know where we are.
So, Jason,
Oh.
how did you end up getting even started with DDP yoga?
Well, to be honest with you, it's going to be a little bit of a longer story, a little funny.
You've got 3
So-
minutes.
Oh, okay. I once got a Wii and got the Wii Fit thing in it and tried yoga in there. I went, hey, this shit ain't bad. Then I had a friend who was teaching yoga, and I went, wow, this real shit, this ain't bad. And then locally, there was a guy that owned a gym, and he had put out that he was doing some free DDPY classes. I couldn't go, but I'm like, what the hell is DDPY? So I went ahead and I took the time. I looked up the program. I'm like, yeah, DDP. I remember that cat because he was the only guy from WCW that I ever even paid attention to because, sorry, WWF was definitely the way it was.
I agree.
Save
And
the
it
pandas.
Absolutely.
No. So I ended up, it was tax time. Went, hell, why not? I've got the money. Order in the program. Got started on it. It was okay. I wasn't loving it because I think a lot of it was being unsure of myself and what I could actually do. And that's whenever I figured I'm going to look at some of these things that aren't in the regular schedule. So, like fat burner and all that, which they're great workouts, but they weren't quite hooking me. And I did what later became Stand Up with Big G. And I went, now that's it.
Who?
And Stand Up with Big G with Garrett Sakahara.
Oh, that
again,
dude. Yeah.
Haven't heard of him. He's a decent cat though.
Okay.
Um,
I'll take your
I
word
think
for
he's
it.
doing a class with somebody soon, but I'm not sure. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. Continue. I digress.
whoever he's teamed up with is going to be amazing. But that's what got me started. That was in February of 2019. I decided to start certification in January of 2020. And I don't know if you guys noticed, there was a pandemic, just a little bit of one, not long after that.
Heard of it.
I must have missed that.
Yeah. And I was really wanting to get going with things, and I posted something about, okay, what kind of camera, because we've got to record stuff. And at that time, I had nothing other than my phone. And Aaron Johnson's like, get a GoPro. And then this one guy named Ryan Nichols, if you guys have ever heard of him, he goes, fuck that, use this one. So I ordered that one, started asking him some questions, started talking to him, and he invited me into a 100-day challenge that, this other guy, Tom Wallen, I don't know if you guys know.
Never heard of her.
He's okay. Well,
Totally
can be. It just
kind of fooled
depends.
himself.
I've heard he sucks.
I've heard
I thought that was
too.
Tom Stroka.
I've read that many times. It's debatable.
I'm just glad I'm not called Tom.
I'm glad you're not either, Boz. Boz is too cool of a name. But I got into the 100-day challenge, and then Ryan was putting up workouts with Marcel Dore and workouts with Travis Mahaffey and workouts with this person and that person. And I finally went, who in the hell are these people? Because I can't find them on the app. And that's whenever I had no idea that people were doing live classes on Facebook. And he's like, oh, check this one out, check this one out, and check this one out. And that's whenever, met most of you guys. And you can blame Ryan for having to put up with me because that's the cat that put me on to all of you.
Let me retract my statement. I am the #1 hype man of the community.
That's it, Tom. I am now Mr. 2.
And I've realized Ryan has an MO. He uses tech to slide into your DMs. So, because there was a camera with you. With me, it was a waffle maker.
Yeah. With me, it was my logo. He sure does.
Tom?
With me, it was a dick pic straight up.
Just straight
We
up.
said at the same time.
It's a flashlight. We all know it.
High resolution. He was impressed with the resolution.
I was very impressed.
We all have been because we've all shared it. Because most of us talk, generally one-on-one. It's not usually where all 5 of us are together, but we all talk. And we've shared that picture, Tom, many times. Let me tell you, I've got it framed and in another room far, far away from me, but it's still framed.
I sent one to your mother for Mother's Day, so.
You did?
Happy Mother. I did.
I hope she remembers it.
I hope Cheryl loves it.
Oh, God.
But no, in all seriousness, that camera I recommend it because anybody who just signed up for certification at $400 or whatever it was, dropping another $400 into a GoPro, come on, man. Not when there's action cams you can get on Amazon for, I think it was $70. Like you don't need much. You really don't. And so every time somebody asks for a recommendation, that's almost always the first one I recommend because it does the trick.
Just get some of the wide angle. That's what I'll say because I had nothing but trouble getting enough focal length to get everyone in shot.
This was I think it's a 185. You can actually and it has a simulation of 210 degrees.
That's what you
wide
need.
out. So
because I had a GoPro which has the fisheye thing, and I had 2 wasted attempts because my GoPro was so old I couldn't connect it to my phone to check the framing. So each time I set it up, I had to record 3 seconds of footage, take the memory card out, put it in my computer, look at the framing, then try and put it back in without moving the camera to make sure it was all right. It was a fucking nightmare. But they're good cameras, honestly.
But Jay, I didn't realize that, like, seriously, that conversation was that integral to you getting involved with everybody here. Like, that's funny how that works. Like how but like that, I think that especially we're going to see that more through this pandemic era is how many people have committed more or stuck around longer than they maybe would have had it not been for Tom and Travis and Boz and all these other people throwing live classes out there regularly. I think it's that community aspect, not that there's not already a great community, but let's be honest, that community is mostly a, hey, look what I did, and then people hitting a like button. But when you're face to face with these people, when you get to know these people on a different level, and you figure out ways to support them, whether it's through buying T-shirts or a Venmo tip or anything else, I think it's been so huge to growing this a lot more organically. It's actually probably pretty close to how DDP Yoga started to grow initially through their forum group, but it just instead of being called DDP Yoga members or whatever it was, it's it's Project Mayhem or it's Be Unstoppable, it's Shamrock Fitness, it's Burn the Boats, it's Back on Track, it's I don't even know what Peg's is. Paul's, I think his is just workouts with Paul. Peg Health, there you go, thank you. And you're seeing so many people develop their brands, but they're just all these little offshoots, and it's helped so many people. And there's a lot of crossover too between the people. So
and that's one of the things with like the Friday night Burns classes that are over now at Transition Coach Canada with Travis, is there's always, I think every one of you guys have teamed up with Travis or whenever Kristen was running with you, that has been in that, and so many other people in the community, a lot of them that other folks wouldn't have ever realized were even teaching or available or anything, that came about, with some of that exposure. And that's one of the reasons I love doing the hypes for Travis and whomever he's going to be working out with on those Friday nights, is because a lot of people don't know some of them. And I mean, it made a huge, huge impact to everything that I have done and every reason that I still get up and push myself and have the tools to do it with. is coming from the community. I mean, the workouts on the app are fantastic. I still run through them. But to me, I mean, just about every single class that Travis has, I join in. And it's just because he's a decent guy and he can put up with my shit. But I mean, I've joined in with every single one of you and other folks like Ben Carson and Heather Berkowitz and Beverly Bauma. You know, they're all
Hayden's
great
Wednesday classes
people.
you're jumping into.
Oh, I was getting to that one because that one is one that if you all want somebody to kick your ass regularly every single week, it's the best 5 pounds that you can spend to get one shot a week, and then have Travis wear you out with usually just as much or worse on his Wednesday night burn.
Oh yeah, there's nothing better than sloppy seconds with Travis Mack.
Hey, I will gladly follow Hayden. How about that?
Weird.
That sounded worse. I didn't mean it like that.
Could have sounded a lot worse.
Class-wise.
I should probably add that I follow Hayden directly straight after his class. You can literally roll straight out of his and do ours. You probably wouldn't want to, but I thought I'd mention it.
You might as well.
Why not?
It's funny though. I think we have this weird kind of I don't know how it works, but sometimes Hayden and I work. It's weird how he works a part of the body and I work the opposite part of the body in our workouts. So we definitely don't talk, but on Wednesdays somehow, some way, we just end up working out opposite parts of the body.
Yeah, there's some sort of a connection there. Like, I don't know if you guys are just like mentally connected across the pond, but I mean, it's just insane because you'll be hurting.
2 tin cans and a really big ass piece of string.
That's right.
You're gonna do a lot of squats.
Well, then let's do 100 push-ups. Why the hell not?
100 push-ups. Who would do that?
There's a workout on the app. It's with Diamond Dallas Page. It's 100 push-ups. You just search it.
Called 100 push-ups.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or you can just
And it's
have
false
class with
advertising
Travis.
because it's actually
It is.
103.
Yeah.
That's right. So it's 103.
Yeah, actually, Travis messaged me it was probably 6 months ago, and he's like, hey, you want to do that 100 workout thing with me on the app? I'm like, yeah, we'll do it. So we set up a stream. I think it was a Facebook room or something, and we just let it go live. And we were going to do a competition of how many you could do while he was also doing them. And I think we both hit in like the 160s, 170s, and it's like, nah, never again.
It was ridiculous.
It's just stupid.
It was
I
ridiculous.
mean, leave your ego at the door unless you have to beat Dallas in push-up competition, in which case bring your ego with you and beat the shit out of him.
Which I mean, are we doing that Sally push-up competition soon?
Yeah, we are. We're going to run that one back. So,
Like I said, have fun.
I'm going to try it, but I tell you what, on one leg, God, that's going to hurt.
then
I'm going to try.
Put a knee down, like block under that knee, and then.
If only he thought of that by now.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a
There's a
modification.
reason I have these cork blocks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't want to know it.
Talking about the boot, I know you wear the boot, and you are the most badass modifier out there for coming up with ways to make it moves interesting that you can't do because of said boot. I know nothing about this injury, so like, is that something you can share with us? Tell us how long you seem to have been putting up with it forever.
Well, I got injured. I had a tendon tear in my right ankle back in August of last year. And, just trying to get everything situated with the surgery has been a nightmare. So the boot is on all the time except for whenever I sleep. Man, it sucks. I can put pressure straight down on it, but as far as going down for like a push-up or, even I'm getting to the point where I've found it's a whole lot easier now that I've found a modification, even going up from catcher, which I do in the chair, which I'm sitting on right now, and is my second chair because I beat the other one half to death, and this one's bending already too. It's a whole lot of pain, and I can't wait to actually get it fixed. It's been rough.
So you're waiting on surgery?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But I don't let it slow me down.
What's your timeline on that?
Right now, they're kind of hoping that maybe September, October, November. So it'll be a full year in the boot with quarantine. And so I find a way, because I still haven't missed a single day since getting injured, and refuse to.
Good man.
I'll modify around.
And I've seen his modifications. His modifications
They're
are not
badass.
modifications. He is a badass.
They're up mods.
Yeah, they're up mods.
Yeah,
they
they are.
exactly are. He does not take it
yeah.
easy. He doesn't step down. That's for sure.
Well, things I've seen the
Jay,
stats.
if you don't mind explaining, where did you start at your journey? Because I mean, I know you've had some weight loss. I know you've had a lot of strength gain. But where, like, when you started DDPY, where were you at?
I know about the time that I started, I was at 315 pounds.
Okay.
I was wearing a size 42 in jeans, 2 or 3X shirts. I was scared to death to actually weigh myself until I was in the program for a little while, probably about 6 months. And that's whenever I took my actual measurements. I had taken my initial pics in March, and I'd started in February of 2019. Took the initial pics in March because I didn't have a whole lot of belief in myself for this to really do anything for me, you know? So I started there. Whenever I finally weighed myself, I was at 300 or 286. 386 would have been terrible.
Awful progress. Some gains.
Talk about an up mod right there.
There you go.
Getting that shitty before picture.
Let's get that left and right picture switched again, right?
That's
Yeah.
probably pizza related, was it? No.
It was a whole lot of, not McDonald's, but, a Burger King Whopper is awfully tasty. And having a couple of those every single day, not being afraid of midnight snacking. And, bread is a good thing for a stomach whenever it's upset because it absorbs all the acid, all those lovely wives' tales about, this is good for you, that's good for you, and none of them based in science whatsoever. So 286 whenever I took the initial weigh-in, and man, I was huffing and puffing just to get through. Like, by the time you got through the warm-up in energy, I was dying. And
Remember that.
it's a rough time, and a lot of times people will call their own abilities into question. I certainly was, and I'm no better than anybody else whenever it comes to any of that. So I kept working. I didn't give up. I was going to, got Garrett's class in, fell in love with the whole program whenever I saw it's more than just a couple of moves that I didn't know very well. And that was a big thing for me, is I thought I knew what I was doing, and I wasn't. So doing a little bit of introspective work, making sure that I was doing things right, and realizing that this whole program goes much further than what I thought it did, was a big hook for me. And whenever I met Ryan, one of the first things that we talked about, because I kept watching him do all these inversions, is him saying, you can modify up or down. Most people think that they have to modify down. And that was huge for me. And I'm thankful for that.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That's very nice.
That was
And
gross.
it-
Come on, what is
yeah,
all this
it is.
sentimental
Yeah.
bullshit?
Ryan,
No,
this-
Did he pay you off before the
What
show?
is
Is that what this
this?
is?
Ryan,
No,
Honestly,
not
your
at
bank
all.
statement.
No, like it's cool, man, because there have been plenty, and we've all had it. How did you get there? What did you do differently? And then you have these conversations back and forth. Literally, I've received 3 messages this week. Hey, I saw your video. Are you that guy? Yes. How did you do it? And then you have these conversations back and forth. And I would
It's
say,
fucking work. Sorry.
right, yeah. But I would say that I can maybe say 4 people have listened to the advice or actually bought into it. And of those 4, I know 2 that I can think of that have stuck with it. Like that's no, it is nice, and it is gross, and it's stupid. And yes, I paid him to say that shit, but it's still, it's really, it is very humbling. And it's cool to hear, because honestly, like I didn't know it was, I've always kind of attributed you as one of Travis's guys, if you will, because you're at every damn place that dude is. I think you guys are
Kool-Aid.
I think you guys are in the same
They're in the
house,
same room
just
right
separate
now.
rooms.
They really
Yeah,
are.
exactly.
Yep.
But I think that's who Travis keeps looking over to. But no, in all seriousness, though,
That's right.
It's
You better say the
Just
right.
fanning them off.
super cool.
Every time he says something out of the way, I'm like,
Mhm.
Kicking it.
But that is true, and it's just like that's why I just remember so many times when people are like, "Well, how do you keep your heart rate up?" And it's like, energy. There's a lot of lulls in energy. So when you're just standing there in runner's lunge, add some moves. You're allowed to do that. Like
Bruce Nelson, that shit.
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
take advantage of the time in which you're waiting. And I don't remember the last time I've done a twisting lunge and just held it. I now do my sweep throughs because it's something else. And you go from 115 beats per minute to 140 by adding that dynamic resistance motion. Why not? You're already there. It's all about taking advantage of your time, and we're all really busy. So, trying to get a 50-minute workout in 30 minutes, that's a good way to do it. So that's really cool that you'd say it. So with where you are now, obviously you get injured. That's super easy to kind of just fall off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing worse than having a ton of progress, tons of success, and then getting that bad diagnosis of, oh yeah, you're going to be in this boot forever. And like you'd said, you haven't missed a single day. What do you think was the key to, outside of hitting the mat every day? Like, did you tell yourself like, okay, I got to tighten shit up in the kitchen. I got to work harder here. Like what have you done to just make sure that you hold true?
It's a combination of things. A lot of it is I know that I need to prepare myself for whenever the surgery actually happens. I'm going to not be able to use that leg, which isn't going to be a huge difference from the way things are now. So I have to compensate with the left leg, with the arms, chest, the strength to be able to transfer myself from this way to that way. Getting in and out of bed is going to be, a little bit more difficult. So the easier I can make it on myself to do that, that was a big one. I have a 10-year-old son that's looking at me every single day. And am I going to show him that whenever you meet a little bit of adversity, you give up or you give in? Hell no, I'm not going to do that.
Fuck yeah.
I've got to show him that whatever life throws at you, throw back at it. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't slow down. Keep going. Find your way. And then there's a third thing is I have a community that I'm a part of. Travis and I, like you guys have kind of jokingly said, pretty strong relationship. And if I don't show up to classes, Travis is going to be like, "Where'd that asshole go?" and that's fair. I don't want to let down my friends. I don't want to let down the family that I chose. I don't want to let down, there's Boz who will give me shit. Tom who's going to give me shit. Ryan who already gave me shit.
Well,
And of
let
course
me just
Travis.
interject
That's called
for a quick
support.
second. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not letting down, and when we check on you, it's not letting down, or it's not. I wouldn't say where's that asshole. I know you're just kidding, but we're generally concerned about you now. When we reach out to the people, people that we see in classes regularly. Not Ryan though.
Not concerned at all.
That's why I call it a family that I chose.
That's right.
That's a big part of it is, getting myself healthier. I'm not getting any younger. Early 40s is, if I wait much longer or say, I'll do it later, or, not
Later
feeling
never
it
comes.
today. No, it won't. Especially at my age, if I'm not taking care of it now, it's not going to happen. You start in your 50s and it's twice as hard. So while I still have this opportunity, I'm going to use it. So it would be nice to be proud of the way I look, to be strong enough to do whatever I want to, feel good about myself. And the only way that's going to happen is to seriously get in there and get my ass to work. I don't have a choice. If I want to meet those goals, I've got to put in the time.
What are your goals now?
The big thing is the weight I was talking about wanting to get at 225, which I'm at 259 now. So I'd still have a little ways to go with that. But also, as I put on more muscle mass, I realized that the weight's going to be maybe a little give and take on that.
Muscle weighs
it
more
might
than
need to
fat,
drop.
you know.
Well, I've put on a good bit.
Can you put that image up for me?
It's always there.
Yeah, always.
It should always be in that sense.
It's see that black square? It's because it's fucking stupid. That damn image. Sorry.
But I know that that's going in the right direction because I've gone from the 2 and 3X shirts to 1X comfortably. And there's a few large that I wear, which to me blows my mind because I haven't seen a large since I was in high school, but still taking those monthly measurements, also know that biceps I now measure at a little over 18 inches, a very little over 18 inches, but it's still over.
Oh,
But
gun
it's
show.
that I'm
You can show it off. There you go. There we go. Our first strike.
The thing is, I call bullshit on that a little bit ago. My biceps are 18 inches. No, half of that's tricep.
arms, upper arms.
Arms, exactly. BBs.
Jackass. No, but I mean, by doing all the push-ups, by holding dynamic resistance, by pushing a little extra, like whenever Travis is doing modification calls where we're in side plank, he always gets a chuckle because I'll start doing crunches in side plank. Whenever he's calling push-ups, like, non-dynamic resistance, just up-down push-ups, I'll see if I can't double his number while he's doing it.
How are you modding your push-ups, by the way?
Push-ups, I'd usually try a large portion of them on one leg, but whenever it starts to ache in my
are you
hip,
crossing ankles or are you floating?
I've got my right leg bent up to my bum and just on the 1 foot, bum, 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 or drop to the knees. I admit I'll drop to the knees whenever I'm absolutely worn out.
Hold on, was that a Meet the Feebles refrain?
Or was that an order? I mean, what's going on here?
No, sorry. Okay.
I'm blown away,
you
Meet the
guys.
Feebles.
Yeah,
That
why
brings
not?
back
Everyone knows that.
VHS days.
Hey, now that's real to real, the way Boz likes it. No,
You may think it rather odd of me.
oh,
Carry on, sorry.
Boz, we always think it's odd of you. It's okay, though. No, but I always want to add in a little bit extra to build the muscle mass, the endurance. I think in that first 100-day challenge that I was in with Savage as Fred team.
Keep it PC,
Ryan,
Graham.
That's right. Ryan says, I'd really like for everybody to get at least 2 workouts up. And I'm still trying to hold true to that. Sometimes it's 2 or 3. There's been a few days, plenty of days where there's only 1 because that's all I can handle. Some days are better than others. We all have them. But I like to push myself, early in the morning before you really get started with your day. Set yourself up for success.
Yeah.
Get in there. Don't wait until you're already tired from the rest of the day and then go, I guess now I have to do something. No, Start it out. Get in, wakey, stretchy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Is that on the app?
It should be on the app. Not yet, but I guarantee you can find that over at Transition Coach Canada.
Jinx.
Checks in the mail.
Call that one up. Sure it is.
Hey, am I the only one he hasn't paid this week?
Yes.
You just wait till I come over, boss.
No, but talk about modifying push-ups. I went through a period where my toes were unbearably painful, and I thought, I know what I can do. I can put 2 blocks just underneath the top of my foot, so I could basically effed up push-ups, and I could just rest the top of my feet on the blocks, and I could do push-up. Fuck off, could I? Turns out that tension through the feet and the core is kind of a straight line to strength. Oh my word.
Yep.
Well, it's
You
like
want a
in
challenge,
bear
try
squats,
that.
man. To do bear squats the way that with the modifications is I have to take a block under the bad leg and I put it under my shin. So do bears off of that. There's plenty of ways that you can find it. And there's a reason that I've already busted through almost done with my second chair. You just wear it through. Besides the fact that, I'm not particularly a lightweight, but also that I use it. Travis watches me. You guys have watched me. That the chair goes everywhere, in and out of frame all the time.
Yeah,
I've seen it live.
Yes, you have.
I love it when we're in Hayden's class. He'll be like, "Okay, I'm going to do this, Jason. I don't really know what to tell you, but you'll fucking figure it out."
I love
so funny.
and that's the guy who literally wrote the book.
But he knows that. I mean, honestly, at the end of this, whomever it is that's going to talk about the next chair series or a chair series to bring, like your advanced chair series, if you will, all they got to do is just look you up and say, like, "Hey, what'd you do for this?"
Yeah.
Because you've probably come up with a few pretty good ways to approach it. So that's for sure.
Yeah, when his foot's healed, they're just going to take him down to the PC and just like clamp a boot back on his foot. Say, right, just do it all again for us.
You see that
Why
PTSD
not?
on stage, you just start crying.
Exactly.
Not again! Not again!
Well, the other thing I was thinking,
On the other foot.
once it is fixed, you are going to have to put the boot, literally put the shoe on the other foot and do another year's work so that balances you back out.
That's when they'll film the chair series when he's healthy, but the boot's on the other foot.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he'd be mirroring. Sorry.
So obviously, you've kept up with DDPY. You've maintained in the kitchen. You still have a stretch goal, at least it sounds like. I understand you've started doing some gravity yoga. For most people that don't know, Boz is a certified gravity yoga instructor. I don't know if you know this, but he was the fucking first certified gravity yoga instructor who is also a DDP yoga instructor. Did you guys know that Boz was the first certified gravity yoga instructor?
I did not pay him. I did not pay him.
L2
That is
certified
amazing.
DDP yoga instructor, and I don't know if you guys know this, but he's worked with Lucas Rockwood from Gravity Yoga directly.
What?
Did you guys know Boz did this?
What the fuck is that bullshit?
Boz, you went to Barcelona?
No, I didn't. Just played
Just
Smack
trying to
Bass.
stretch it.
I tried. Actually, I did try.
But no, Boz told me about gravity yoga a long time ago. We looked into it a little bit. Started doing it on my own. Then Travis, you kind of jumped in on it, and you're doing
It's
it.
fantastic.
Yeah, and Boz, you're, in all seriousness, you guys are leading hybrid classes every other Sunday.
Yeah, so the annoying thing is I certified last November, but I just could not get the schedule down. I've mentioned it before, and in the end I just had to fuck it, I just got to put something in place and start teaching it, because otherwise
It took some
I kinda forget
buzz
it.
talking about it for you to get
Maybe
back
it
into
did.
it, huh?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that. It's just like, shit, Travis is going to beat me to it. I can't have that. Maybe that's what it was. But actually, Lucas being based in Barcelona, I found it. It was probably the first month into lockdown. I found it, and I looked at it, and I looked at all his stuff, and I thought, this seems like a really good compliment to DDPY. So I started looking more, and then when I got into it, and he's like, "Yeah, we're based in Barcelona." I was like, "Holy shit! I could go visit and do classes." And then we had no idea at that point that basically the entire fitness industry. He had 3 studios in Barcelona. I think he's closed 2 of them. He's moved his entire business model online. He's actually, not only does he he does all types of yoga, and he does anti-gravity yoga as well, which for people who get confused, gravity yoga is not trapeze aerial yoga. He does teach that, but it's a different class. But he's also doing classes on how to move your yoga business online or your fitness business online, because he's got that locked down so well as well. It's just turned into
Quite
an
a few
advert,
L1s could probably look into that. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, say no more. Sorry, Boz, that one's for you.
That's fine. Any Monty Python references welcome on this show.
Oh,
good.
But I
you
agree,
know
Boz. It's gonna be a perfect compliment to DDPY. DDPY gets you their strength and flexibility, but that gravity yoga has definitely gotten me to the next level. I've only been doing it about maybe 3 or 4 weeks, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen some of your pics. You've seen gains already, or
Oh yeah, for sure.
flexibility-wise.
Yeah, forehead
sure.
to the floor. So
Wow.
that'll help the social life.
During the
Thank
pandemic.
God, because he needs one.
Exactly.
So, what has doing gravity helped with the leg at all, or anything like that, or?
Yeah, a whole lot. Because doing the planks, doing gaiters, doing the push-ups on the one foot, it puts so much pressure on the good hip. Because again, I'm not a lightweight. That after I get done with a heavy workout and Travis starts up one of his gravity yoga sessions where we're just kind of working through that small group of us, man, I can really, really feel the relief in the hip joints or in my back, or not so much in the ankles, because some of the positions require use of both, and since I can only use one, it doesn't work quite as well. But it also has lowered the amount that I do ache whenever I'm doing my modifications. So I'm able to focus more, and I can not only work on form, but man, it really helps that I can modify up as well. And that's been something that I've loved. It's
Nice.
a perfect compliment.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, actually, it's funny you mentioned being on one leg and the toll it takes on your hips, especially. Tyler Glass, now he's a Major League Baseball pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays, posted their social media team followed him around for 2 days after his last start, where he threw like 110 pitches, and he literally spends almost 6 hours over those 2 days just working out and leveling his hips back, because as a pitcher you're only using half of your body, one side of your body, and throwing over the top. So basically what he's doing is essentially it's a hybrid form of gravity yoga and DDPY combined. And he spends 3 hours the first day, and then 3 hours the following day just to level himself back, because he talks about how he sees all these retired baseball pitchers that they walk awkwardly because they spend their whole life throwing 100 miles an hour over the top one way. And
Must
and
be the
it's
same for
just-
tennis players.
Oh, I would imagine so. I mean,
Yeah.
And any kind of sports, like you just look at Tiger Woods and the toll it's taken on his hips and back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, anything where you have one motion constantly, you are gonna have that.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
only they had more DDPY and gravity yoga.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I
it's awesome.
think some of us hit the frustration of we see the pictures, the 6 pictures everybody takes all over the place, and there are some people who literally within 1 month are like, their first picture of a roundhouse kick is their foot's about here somewhere, and then a month later the foot's up here.
Yeah.
And like, for those of us who've just basically got hamstrings like steel cables, it's like 4 years later I'm still about shoulder level. It's starting to come up, but like my goal with the gravity yoga is I want to get that elongation, and I used to have it, so I know I can have it again.
Yeah,
man.
it's
Because I did taekwondo. I could kick over all your heads when I was 20.
What was that thing that
I don't
Lucas
know.
posted? You had to be able to touch the floor kneeling, touch it with your palms is like a 3 on his scale.
Yeah,
And then
so, yeah.
grabbing your hands behind your back, that's a 3. And what was the other one?
How many fists between
fists
your knee
while-
and your calf when you do a
Was
squat?
in catcher or squat. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, my catcher has gone all the way down now.
Right.
I can rest all the way into catcher. That's one thing it has done for me.
It took me 22 months to go clasp my hands behind my back. I can do all this other stuff, and that's just the one. Like, some of those things just kind of escape you. Whereas somebody like Mark, I joined a class with Mark the other day, Mark DeSico, and he can do all 3. Never done gravity yoga in his life, but he can grab his hands like it's nothing. Just reach back there and grab them.
Wow.
And part of that, like Tommy had mentioned, like when you're doing poses, I might look different than you look if you're looking in the mirror, purely because of physiology,
Yeah.
the way your body's made up. So there's definitely something there. It's not all just being inflexible. Is that a word? Unflexible? What's the fucking word, guys?
Inflexible.
Inflexible. Nailed it. So, yep, I know what I'm doing. Words are tough.
Yeah, I
Damn
can
words.
clasp hands on one side, but the other side I have to use a strap.
I have to. I almost said I have to use my wife. Laura has to grab my elbows and push them together and make me grab. But
Oh,
that's how
jeez.
I started. that's how I started in rap and burn.
In the bedroom. What?
That too. Sometimes. Hey. Don't kink shame, son of a bitch.
I wouldn't ever.
I wouldn't ever. Yeah, we've seen your workout room. All those LEDs.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know is Ryan does have jack straps, but he doesn't use them for workouts. Anyway,
Oh my!
It's not my fault Dallas sent them to me.
You have the size small.
That's right. Super small.
Just
Well,
one. It's not a
you know,
pair,
whatever
just
you're-
one.
Teeny weeny, if you know what I mean.
You only need one.
You only need one.
Fuck you, Boz.
fuck you,
Yeah.
Ryan.
That's more
Pointed
like
the
it.
wrong way again.
Okay, so all right, so you know, obviously keeping at it in the kitchen, staying on the mat, whether it's with DDPY or gravity yoga, you know, all that stuff. It seems like in the end, like you have a few goals that you're trying to hit, but you're also trying to be like a good example for your son. Has he said anything to you about like your journey, your progress, or your dedication?
You know, for the longest time, he hadn't said anything. He was just kind of observing. And then probably about a month ago, he says, "Dad, are you going to go work out?" I said, "Yeah." And his response was, "I can't wait until I'm big enough to start working out so that I can be like you."
Oh,
And
Yeah.
that was
Awesome.
amazing.
Wow.
Hell
So
yeah.
he's doing, you know, we've got those 3 DDPY for kids.
That's when you
he's
got him a
done
little boot
first two.
too, right? You said, "Put this boot on, boy."
No. Oh, I don't want anybody to ever have to go through that again.
Break his ankle for him.
You'll be like, "Daddy, Daddy hurts."
No.
2 blocks, bit misery style.
No, that's awesome.
No,
So you
but
do
that's
the
awesome.
DDPY kids thing?
Yeah, and you
Very
know,
cool.
he enjoys them. Of course, he's a lot more flexible than I am.
Which is a shame. Yeah.
He does, and that's
Yep.
that's the best thing. I'm looking at him going, why didn't I start something like this whenever I was younger? Instead, it was, you know, being a tackle in football, and that does nothing to help your flexibility. Sure, it helps with your strength, but it breaks you down.
Your longevity, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing at the end of that. And you know, just watching him and thinking to myself, you know, this kid, if he keeps at this, he's never going to be locked up and as tight as his old man is. You know, we're talking about with gravity yoga, one of the moves of, you know, reaching behind and trying to grab your hands. Dude, I can't come close. I cannot come close. I've got, you know, my little hand towel, and if I have an eighth of it hanging off of either side of my hands, I think I'm doing pretty good that day.
Dude, I'm still like this far off because my shoulders are my whole issue with everything. So the day I touch fingers, like, I mean, to be honest, I had the same thing with wrap and burn. The day I nailed wrap and burn, I was in Spain. I was in Tarragona, which it's on the beach. We'd been to the beach. It was like 36 degrees. Went back to Lavinia's brother's place, and I tried to I was actually doing my Diamond Dozen video submission, and like 5 minutes from the end, I fucked it. So I didn't get it done. So I was annoyed. So I just thought, I'm just going to try some moves to get rid of my frustration. I thought I'll try wrap and burn, reach through, touched fingers. Once I touched the fingers, I moved them forward. I did that, and I just leapt. I think I yelled. I think they thought something was wrong with me. I was so happy because it was such a milestone in my rehabilitation. My shoulders used to be like forward like this because my pecs were completely overdeveloped from my job, and because I built the back muscle and opened up the flexibility, and they come back here, I was made up. And shoulder power will be the next one when I can touch fingers that way. That's a different shoulder rotation. So yeah, I'll get there, and so will you.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
hope
wrap and
so.
burn was my first, like, yup, this is it. I'm fucking there. Like, and I remember like Laura would pull my hands. It started with a hand towel, then it was a washcloth, and then Laura would pull my hands together. And then one day I did it, and she's in the back room, and I just yelled, "Fuck yeah!" And then she comes running up because she thought something happened, and no, it was just me there grabbing hand, like, and it was just like, I think that not that I would have quit, but those are those moments that made me want to like push it to the next level. And and I've had a lot of those since then, whether it's a forearm stand or anything else where you just kind of kick up and you're like, oh shit, that isn't that bad. Wonder if I can go further. Maybe it's a handstand, maybe it's this. And you have to find those things, and they're not going to be on the app, and they're not going to be a challenge floating in the group. Sometimes you just got to find your own challenges and go from there too, to really keep that thirst or that drive, so
Yeah, you're 100% right with that, man. If you're not pushing yourself, nobody else is going to push you. I mean, there may be tough workouts, but nobody's going to push you like you can push you.
Yeah, but even that tough workout, man, you can coast. You can coast a double black diamond. That shit's boring as hell. I want to hang out for an hour and 20 minutes. Get out of here, Dallas. You don't need to count to 10 on everything, man. Relax. Give me in and out in 45 minutes.
But regardless of us saying shit like this, he's super keen to come on the show.
What?
Well, he should be.
I'm sorry. We don't have to be yes men. Are we not pushing the shit out of his program every single day? Every time somebody spins one of our episodes, all we do is show up how good it is.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing's perfect.
with like, it's the way I see it. It's just like in sales. If I tell you something sucks and I'm completely honest with you and say that is shit, the minute I tell you that something's good, you're probably more keen to believe me. Just because I was willing to tell you what wasn't that great. And that's how I feel. I mean, everything has its negatives, but I think the positives are always going to outweigh the negatives. But all right, so Jason, you watched the show. We know it, so you kind of know the next two things that are coming. So first things first, we need you to add a track to the Better Hit the Mat Hype Mix #2. So what is your song of choice?
What's it gonna
It
be?
is The Contender by Royal Crown Review.
Okay.
Man, that's a good one. That's a great one. It was going to be Pantera's Walk, but I think the Royal Crown Review would be better.
Pantera's
Well,
Walk.
actually, I don't know the other one, so it might be better.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but it might be.
It's like a 3-note riff.
Did I tell you the story of how that song put me in hospital with a minor surgery?
No, but I want to hear it now.
Okay. I think I actually threatened to say, Louise Turk, I owe you this story, because she called me out on Facebook and said we want the story. And I recorded it and I never posted it. So basically, when I was young and impressionable and my parents went away and there was some vodka downstairs, so we took half the bottle of vodka, replaced it with water so no one would ever know. Then proceeded to... I had
Hey,
this
boss, let me
hairstyle.
stop you for a second. Here's my stepmom. This is my stepmom. I don't call her stepmom. I call her mom.
Hi,
Happy
Mom.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, they said Happy Mother's Day. She said thank you. All right, sorry, boss. Go ahead.
That's fine. You interrupted. Yeah, so we had a little bit too much to drink, and then we had this haircut, but like long. So we shaved all of this bald, and then decided to go for a walk. So we go through the woods, and I'm going da 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 spect, and every time I did that, I punched a branch. So about the third time I did this, I punched somehow sideways with this finger a hawthorn branch, and one of the thorns went straight into the joint of this finger. You probably can't see the scar, but there is a scar on this joint here. It's sealed up completely, no blood, nothing. So I went, oh, that really hurts when I got home, but I was drunk, so I just put a hairband around that finger and fell asleep. I woke up the next morning, it was white, numb. And then my mum came home and I went, I got this thorn thing. And my mum, being a practice nurse, she just went, oh, we could deal with that. Got out a hypodermic needle and started to open my finger with it. No anesthetic. I'm like, okay, this really hurts. So we go to the surgery. So we put some local cream on it. She tries again there. No good. We go to the hospital. 20-minute surgery to remove this thorn from inside the joint of this finger.
Wow.
All because of that song.
She actually did use some local anesthetic. It was the vodka, but you had replaced it with water.
Actually, but the funny thing about that is, I shit you not, about 20 years later or 15 years later or something, nobody in my family drank vodka, and I knew it. And it was Christmas, and somebody said, this is my stepdad, he said, I want orange juice and vodka. And I was like, oh, do you? I'll make it for you. And I'd got super glue and I'd re-glued the little seal that goes under the cap.
Oh.
So it looked like it hadn't been broken. So I broke it. I made him the drink. I gave it to him. I said, how is that, Dad? Is that all right? And he went, yeah, it's fine. I just burst out laughing. And then, like, why? I said, because that's 50% water.
We had a bunch of gin at our house in 10th grade. Ryan and his stupid ass friends decided that we were gonna, mix every liquor you can and drink it, and just got trashed. 16. Then we filled them all back up with water, and then like 3 years later, my dad makes a gin and tonic, takes one drink, he goes, "What the fuck did you do?"
Or you could be like my son.
It was Brett. Brett did it. Brett did it. It's like your house.
It's great when it's years later. Great when it's years later.
Took
Nice.
forever.
Or you could be like my son.
I was a freshman in college, and I got in trouble for
Holy
drinking
shit!
sophomore year.
Wow.
Oh man.
My dumbass son just left the bottle empty on the counter. That's what he did. No water, no nothing. Just empty bottle.
Didn't even try.
Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah, just owned it. Exactly.
I'm the man.
It's mine. I did it.
They had more stones than all of us. There we go.
Speaking of proving dominance, since you are an aspiring voice work
Oh God.
individual, we're gonna go with that as our theme. So, who would you get in a fist fight? Diamond Dallas Page, Bruce Buffer. You guys know who Bruce Buffer is, yes? Okay. Or perhaps the best voiced over guy in the business, Morgan Freeman.
Oh.
It was at this moment when he.
Well, let's see here.
He old.
Would Morgan Freeman by any chance have Peter Cullen in his ringside? By any chance?
I guess if you're going to go that route, then we can say that if he's got a secondary, then DDP secondary is going to be his narrator from the book. And,
oh, I love that drop. Thank you.
What's Bruce Buffer's brother who kind of does his shit dick, but isn't? Is it Vince Buffer? What's his name?
Mike Buffer.
Actually,
Mike Buffer.
no.
There you go.
Well, Michael Buffer's way more popular than Bruce Buffer.
Yeah.
ever
Okay,
was.
so it's Michael Buffer,
Yeah.
then Bruce Buffer is the
For sure.
wish.com. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thewitch.com. Oh, Morgan Freeman all day. Sorry, Dallas, but Morgan Freeman's going to tear that ass up.
Well, especially if Optimus Prime is his backup.
Yeah. I mean, and Eeyore. Don't forget Eeyore.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Really slow punch in the face.
Yeah, Dallas keeps getting screwed with that narrator.
Every time.
Yeah, if that's all he can bring, man, he is in some deep shit.
Don't just think it, ink it.
No, that's awesome.
If we ever get one, it's definitely a drop in the show.
So yeah, it's Michael Buffer is the main one, huh?
Yeah, by far.
Good gosh, man, what he was making a killer. Was he making $1 million every time he got to say "Let's get ready to rumble"? Back when he was on WCW Nitro, something like that, they were paying him $1 million an appearance.
Now
Yeah,
I
he got
understand.
500,000 at that Jake Paul fight.
Yeah,
Just to announce that. Jake Paul,
real.
$500,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
They had to pay him $500,000 just to be willing to get near Jake Paul. Let's be honest.
that's true. That's true.
It's a good gig if you can get it, though. I mean, I'd go in there and fight. I'd fight Jake Paul.
Let's line it up. Let's get it going.
Let's go, you pussy.
I'll ring announce you for half that.
$250,000. That's fair.
Yeah,
Jason Buffer.
JB.
That'd be a hell of a lead up.
I thought if you're talking ring announcers, you were going to bring in Pat McDermott as well. But
Who? I almost went with Howard Finkel.
The thing.
So, Howard Finkel, famous WWF announcer, balding guy, kind of looks like every stereotypical ring announcer from wrestling ever.
Or you could bring in Mark. Yeah. Mark, doesn't he do some ring announcement?
Mark
DeSico?
DeSico did some.
Mark
Yeah.
did, yep. Yeah, that would be your DDP instructor one would be Pat and Mark combo.
There you
So,
And then Billy Kirkwood, too. He's the most famous of them all, man.
yeah, absolutely. Well,
ICW.
they should be getting back to shows soon, I'd imagine. So,
Boz, are they?
he wouldn't know.
how the fuck would I know? Because
He pointed to the right place.
I think that was more of just a regional how's shit going over there. That was more what that was.
oh, sorry, yes.
A little bit of both.
Wrestling
I know-
stuff.
Billy's busy as fuck. I can tell you that he's doing like virtual stand-up with a virtual reality background thing. He's doing Monday night and Friday night improv, the broadcast. I don't know how I'll have time for anything else, but I'm sure he will make it. But there we are. Busy boy.
Yeah, he's going to basically have his own Netflix platform eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
He's all over the map, man.
Why not?
God, he was so funny. That was so much fun.
That's a great show.
Yep.
Whoever you
Yeah.
had that week originally, definitely worth kicking.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I was going to start the show by saying, "Hey, did hell finally freeze over?"
I thought what you could have done is just come in and started with a Scottish accent and say, I thought this would get me on the shore.
Could have been standing in a closet just yelling.
That was so funny. Did the whole thing make a show of him talking about inhaling his grandmother or whatever?
No.
I put it in outtakes, didn't I?
Yeah.
That was
God
funny.
damn it. That is so funny. That's just ludicrous. All right, so you want to run into Tom's thing here?
Oh yeah. So it's time we had one of those. Tom has a nutrition segment, I believe, this evening. And,
Tom's tummy time.
No, we've done that one. It has to be different every week.
This one's got a way better name.
Yeah. So
I
Tom's
think,
nutrition
I
segment.
think we need a Sparks sound effect to lead him in this time. Jason, have you guys ever been privy to Jason's sound effects? I tell you,
No?
he has loads of them.
Just put it in your body. With Dr. Tom.
He's the next Michael. What's his face?
Winslow? Wilson?
Winslow. That's it. Yeah.
Michael
Wilson Winslow.
Winslow.
The dude from Police Academy.
That's all you need.
Michael Winslow. Yeah, I may not know Bruce or Michael Buffer, but I know my sound effect guys from all 8 Police Academy movies.
That's right. That guy was fucking amazing.
He died?
I don't know. You just don't see him anymore.
He's just a has-been, that's all.
Yeah.
He was
He'll be on
popular
next
a
week.
few decades ago.
That means he's probably on many podcasts if you went looking.
There you
If
go.
VH1 was
Just
a
Google
thing,
it now.
He probably talks about cool stuff from the 80s on VH1 now. It's
Oh
probably
yeah,
one of
it's one of those shows.
He brings up Steve Gutenberg. He's the only one that brings up Steve Gutenberg.
But where is he? Where is he?
He was just on. He's doing like Netflix shows and stuff. So,
Oh.
Oh.
all right,
a shame.
you ready, Tom?
I'm ready. All right. So, guys, last week's talk, we talked briefly about protein powder. So that brought up some people bringing up questions and saying, all right, well, if there's, what sort of supplements should I be taking? These are things that we get every single day. I'm sure everybody, as an instructor, anybody that's a nutritionist, they always get those questions of what should I be taking as supplements? So I want to just first let everybody know supplements are the least most important part of any sort of body physical transformation or losing weight. I always think of it as a pyramid. On the bottom of the pyramid, honestly, is rest, recovery, and sleep. I think that is the most important aspect of fitness and recovery. Number 2 on top of that, your training. Number 2 is your diet. So that's the most important thing right after rest and recovery. Then we talk about training, and then that very, very tip of that pyramid is our supplements. So when we talk about supplements, I'm going to go through 5 supplements that I think everybody should be taking, and then I'm going to go through a whole bunch of supplements that just have no scientific merit. So again, we're going to look at these from science and logic. Now, if you guys do take the supplements that I say are on the bad list, please don't be butthurt. Please don't send a mean, nasty message. If you take them and you want to spend your money on that, that's fine. But we're just going to talk about things that have scientific merit to it first. So top 5. Number 1, these are in no order. And I have props. I'm like Carrot Top. Number 1, protein powder. So I think this is one of the most important things. So protein powder, we're talking about whey protein, we're talking about casein protein, we're talking about vegan protein. They are one of the best ways to meet your protein goals throughout the course of a day. Fairly inexpensive, very effective, they're portable, and it's just very, very high quality protein. So things to look out for, like we talked about last week, there are different blends. You do need to look at your nutritional labels and see what is exactly in these products. We need to know how much protein is in there. My recommendation for everyone is you should be consuming 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. So if you are 200 pounds and you have 150 pounds of lean body mass, you should probably be consuming 150 grams of protein per day. A protein supplement will help you hit those goals. So number 2, creatine monohydrate. So this is one of the most researched supplements on the planet. So when it comes to fitness, when it comes to sports, when it comes to getting stronger faster, that's one of the most heavily researched supplements that's on the planet. There's multiple studies showing the increase in muscle size, muscle strength, and muscle endurance while taking creatine monohydrate. So personal suggestion is 5 grams of creatine each and every day. So you do not need to cycle this. You do not need to load it. So one of the major things that the creatine companies used to do back in the day to sell you 2 tubs of creatine instead of 1 was they told you that they had to load creatine, where you had to take 4 or 5 doses every day for about 2 weeks. So you would go through basically a bottle that first week, and then you would go on a maintenance dose of just 5 grams for the rest of time. Research shows that you do not need to do that, just 5 grams per day. Creatine is dirt cheap. It's very highly available. Again, check your labels. Just make sure it is 100% creatine monohydrate. Number 3 on my list. This is going to be controversial for some of you guys, but I think this is one of the most important ones. This is caffeine. Caffeine tablets, 200 milligrams per serving. This bottle that I purchased was $3, right? There's 100 tablets in here. That is 3 cents per tablet. If you're taking a pre-workout supplement, the most important part of a pre-workout supplement is the amount of caffeine. If you're taking a scoop of pre-workout that costs you $3, remember you're only consuming 3 cents of caffeine. So caffeine is really, really highly available. It's the most #1 abused drug on the planet. So keep that in mind. There is sensitization, where I always advise that if you do take caffeine every single day, you should probably take every 3 or 4 months, take about 5 to 7 days off. But this is one of the best ways to get it, honestly. It's just through a simple caffeine tablet. Number 4, fish oil. So fish oil, very, very, very good supplement. You can find this almost anywhere. So some of the things you need to think about with fish oil is the dosing. So you can look at multiple bottles of fish oil. There's going to be different price points. There's going to be different dosages on each one. What you want to look for is the amount of EPA and DHA in each supplement, and your total dosage every single day should be about 3 to 4 grams. So depending on the size of pill you purchase, depending on the potency of that pill, that can range from anywhere from 3 pills a day to 12 pills a day. Now, the last thing that I'm going to bring up today, let's see what that one is, vitamin D. I think vitamin D is one of these supplements that almost every single person should be taking. There's so much great scientific literature that backs the effectiveness of vitamin D. Now, a lot of us don't get enough sunlight throughout the day, especially during the winter years or during the winter time, depending on what climate you live in, depending on what part of the world you live in. Most of the time we are deficient in vitamin D. So if you're concerned that you are vitamin D deficient, you can easily get a blood test with your physician. They can tell you whether or not you hit that scale. Otherwise, I advise most people 2,000 to 4,000 international units of vitamin D per day. This is 2,000 international units in this little tiny pill. You can take 2 of these a day. Very, very cost effective, very inexpensive, very, very effective. And another thing you guys may not know, vitamin D is not necessarily a vitamin. It's actually a hormone. So it synthesizes right in your body into a hormone. So make sure that you are getting enough vitamin D. Now, I have some honorable mentions after the top 5. Turmeric, curcumin, that's a very, very good anti-inflammatory supplement. You can never go wrong by taking that. Again, relatively expensive on where you get it from, but it is a good supplement. Melatonin is a very, very good supplement. That helps people get into regular sleep patterns. Very, very inexpensive. You take that before you go to bed. Use your dosage on the bottle based on the size of your body. So if you're a smaller person, you don't need as much. If you're a larger person, you may need a little bit more. I think everybody can also benefit from a multivitamin. We all want to consume as many fruits and vegetables throughout the course of the day. We want to make sure those are varied fruits and vegetables, but a multivitamin is a very, very inexpensive way to kind of fill in the gaps. Another one on the list is properly dosed pre-workout supplements. Now, I will say that is properly dosed pre-workouts. There's 3 main components to most pre-workouts. If there's anything else in there, they might be a lot of gimmicks. But caffeine is number 1. Usually you should have about 200 milligrams of caffeine in your supplementation. The next thing is beta-alanine. Beta-alanine is a supplement which helps with endurance. The amount of beta-alanine that is in all the literature is 4 to 6 grams. And then the other thing is citrulline malate. That's what gives you a pump. So a lot of these pump products that you get, about 2 to 4 grams of citrulline malate is what's shown in the literature. So those are the 3 main components. Now, there are some really, really good pre-workouts out there which tell you exactly what is in their product. So you look on the product side, it'll tell you this is a perfectly dosed one. This is a product called Quake. It's got all the dosages on the front. It tells you exactly what's in there. It meets those clinical standards. There are some other ones out there, particularly this one here. Now, this is one of the number one sellers, C4. A lot of people purchase this. Unfortunately, if you look at the dosages of what's in here, they do not meet most of the standards. A lot of supplements can get away with this thing called the proprietary blend. This is something you have to look for in every supplement that you purchase. If it says proprietary blend, what the supplement company will say is that this is going to protect them of their dosages and their formulas so that other companies will not have their formula and can't copycat their products. However, we all know as science people that are in the scientific community what should be in these products. So this C4 says that their performance blend has 4.9 grams of a performance blend, which has creatine monohydrate, it has beta-alanine, and it has your citrulline malate. We need 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. That's already 4.9 grams. That would be all creatine. We need 6 grams of beta-alanine. We need 4 grams of citrulline malate. So we know this is way, way underdosed, probably overpriced. So be careful of finding those dosages in each one of your products. Other things I think are helpful are gut health products like probiotics and prebiotics, and also fiber supplements. So those are all the good guys. Now let's start talking about the bad guys. Now we're not going to talk about specific brands or anything like that. But number one, actually this will be kind of fun to you guys. What do you guys think is on my list? I have
bad supplements?
For supplements that are probably not worth our money. And these are some things we've already touched on in a lot of our other things.
Branched chain amino acids.
BCAAs.
BCAAs is on the list. So based on current literature, if you are consuming a high protein diet, branched chain amino acids, for you guys don't know, are the building blocks of muscle. So we do need these to build muscle. However, in the supplement community, branched chain amino acids are one of the cheapest sourced things that people can purchase as a supplement company. They could put this really fancy label on it. They can put these great ingredients in there to make it taste good, but they're basically selling colored, basically Kool-Aid. So branched chain amino acids, if you're consuming enough protein in your diet, has really no scientific merit in a diet. So good. We hit branched chain amino acids. Anybody else? Any other guesses?
Post-workout recovery? Any kind of
post-workout recovery is actually pretty good. That's a lot of people do need that. It depends on what's in there, but again, that's
just isotonics and stuff.
Yeah, so that would be something like there's some that have like a really, really great amount of electrolytes or liquid carbohydrates, something, or creatine monohydrate, some things like that. So that's actually pretty much on the in-between side. Let's put that kind of intermediates. Any other guesses?
About magnesium?
Magnesium.
Electrolyte.
Magnesium. If you are low in magnesium, it's a very, very good product. Good for cramping. If also for electrolytes, people that are on ketone diets, we talk about this all the time. We need our electrolytes. So magnesium, actually on one of the better sides if you need it. If you don't need it, your body doesn't necessarily need a supplementation of it, but it couldn't hurt.
What about glucosamine chondroitin complex?
Again, intermediate level, right? So we're talking about inflammation of the joints. There's a lot of research that shows that it can be effective in those things, but again, maybe a little overrated in that. So
because I think the turmeric kind of does away with that, because I think it works out cheaper normally.
It works out a little bit less expensively, and you need less of it. And also, it can be consumed in many ways. You can consume it in your foods, or you can consume it as a supplement. So,
then I'm going to go with apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar. Probably in that intermediate one again.
Yeah. And I have no
not
idea
a whip
what the
off.
fuck you're asking, Tom.
Yeah. So we hit a lot of them that are popular, right? These are the popular ones. What I have in mind is the 5 bad ones. Fat burners, right? I figured you guys were going to ask that with the first one, right? So anything that says...
We covered that would be bullshit.
Yeah. I don't have an example here, but...
Vance's pills. No, sorry.
Pills, potions... creams, there's fat burning creams that we're seeing all over Instagram.
What about my wraps?
Right now.
My wraps?
Your wraps are great. We'll keep selling them. Burn your growth fitness.
Yep. Thank you.
But here's the thing about fat burners. They're very, very ineffective. There's not a lot of ingredients that have been proven to burn fat. There was some in the 80s and 90s with a drug called ephedrine, which actually, in combination with caffeine and vitamin C, or in combination with aspirin, which is called the ECA stack, has been shown to burn some fat on the body. So you can do that by yourself at home. You still can't purchase ephedrine over the counter, but you can buy it, not in a dietary supplement, but you can buy it in a drug called Primatene, which is for asthma, or you can buy it and Bronchade, which is also an asthma medication. You just buy that right at your CVS. You can combine that with caffeine, and then you can get that. But there's another one called DNP. Has anybody heard of DNP?
Dai Nippon Printing. They're a Japanese paper company that I order wood grain papers from. So, yep.
Very
I
close.
thought it was
Deal
a
with them all the
right-wing
time.
political outfit. No.
DNP is the most effective fat burner in the world. It is a fertilizer. It is not meant for human consumption.
Fuck.
When you do consume it, it can literally scorch fat off your body. However, the minimum effective dose and the lethal dose is so close that a lot of people die taking this product.
Don't
If
fuck
you-
with it, guys. If you're hearing
Don't-
this,
It's high in the bodybuilding world. There's a lot of bodybuilding drugs as well that can burn fat, but that's an interesting one. I just thought no
Wow.
one had ever heard of. So another one let's talk about. We talked about this one before. We don't have to hit any more. Detox products. Bullshit. You don't ever need to consume those. If you're spending money on those, you've just wasted some money. Ryan brought this one up previously. Mass gain powders. Remember those? They're still being sold in the stores as these big giant tubs. Anyone that's trying
they're
to gain
ludicrously large. They're so
ludicrous.
stupid.
It's like
You could be as big as this tub.
so here's
Aren't
the
there
thing.
detox socks too? This is ridiculous stuff
Yeah,
people
there
put
is.
on their feet.
There are. So there's like tablets you can put on in water. There's things that you can stick on the bottoms of your feet. There's those little stickers and stuff like that. But none of those have been effective as products. But mass gain powders is basically just sugar and a little bit of really, really low protein in there. So they're about 3,000 calories per serving. You mix it with milk, you get almost 3,500 calories. So people trying to gain weight, but it's the worst supplement you can consume. It's just basically maltodextrin. Your body just passes it through easily. There's better ways to do that.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter is a great one, right? A protein shake with a banana and peanut butter is fantastic, right? That's a bunch of calories. Put whole milk in there. It'll help you gain some muscle, help you gain some weight. My favorite one, testosterone boosters. This is the number one push thing at all GNCs. If you're a man and you walk in there, they're going to push a protein powder on you and they're going to push a testosterone booster.
Fucking Chad.
There is not one effective testosterone booster in a pill form that's available unless you are doing something like this. So stay away from drugs, kids. If you feel like you are low on testosterone, it's simple. You go to your doctor, you get a blood test. That blood test reveals that you're low in testosterone. You can have testosterone, which is the only effective way to raise your testosterone, is using exogenous testosterone, which you can use legally through a doctor. If you're low, it can bring your physiological levels up higher, and then you can actually live the life that you want to at that age, right? So good stuff, but there is no testosterone booster that's available. You'll see it on Instagram, you'll see it at GNC, but they're completely ineffective. Now, this one for keto people, exogenous ketones.
Cheating.
not a-
Sorry.
Bullshit.
There's not a lot of research to show that it actually does help anything. Here's the thing, right? A lot of people will consume an exogenous ketone, and then they check their ketone levels in their blood, and they see that they're high in ketones. And they think, okay, well, great, I'm in ketosis. This is wonderful. Imagine if I did the same thing with a Coca-Cola. Drank a Coca-Cola. I took my blood sugar. My blood sugar is now sky high. Does it mean I have diabetes? No. The second everything regulates and goes back to normal, those ketones will be out of your system. You're not going to be in ketosis anymore. So it's unfortunately been one of those things where people have been sold on the idea, if you get on ketogenic diets, this is going to help you get through the keto
Shortcut
flu.
to a shortcut.
Shortcut to a shortcut. Very, very expensive for most people. A lot of times hooked into with MLMs, which we know how we feel about that.
Love them.
So
Those are the big ones.
So, guys, those are the 5
Ones that we talked about.
that we really, really need to be careful of. Fat burners, detox products, mass gainers, testosterone boosters, exogenous ketones. A couple other ones, just as honorable mentions. We talked about branched chain amino acids. Probably not the best thing. So a couple other ones that are completely ineffective. They're kind of the flavor of the week. You hear about them all the time. Acai berries, elderberry, raspberry ketones. There's always these kind of things that are kind of switching out. Goji berries. And then the biggest one right now, guys, is CBD oil. There's CBD everywhere. Now, I'm not going to say if CBD is effective or ineffective because there's a lot of people that have been helped with CBD oil. But remember, we're in an unregulated industry. You can buy a very high quality CBD product, or you can buy something at a gas station, which is a CBD gummy right now, or you can buy it anywhere. And there's so much third-party testing showing a lot of these products. The last I read was 60% of CBD products on the market right now are either underdosed or not dosed at all. Sometimes you're just purchasing oil.
Or
So
it's CBD. It's CBD based out of hemp. as opposed based out of actual CBD taken from actual marijuana.
Yeah,
Two different,
makes a big difference.
there's a significant difference there.
CBD is expensive, right? It should be expensive because the process is expensive. So if you're getting something that's too good to be true, a lot of times there's always someone trying to rip you off, guys, especially in the supplement industry. It's sad. Some things you could use to protect yourself. This is an example. This is called a USP label. So if you ever purchase anything from Kirkland brand, which is a Costco, everything that they produce has a USP label. That means that it's third-party tested and it's proven to have exactly in there what's supposed to. Another label you can look for on here is called GMP. That means good manufacturing process. So that's 2 labels that you can look for on every single product. And then you can also look online to see if anything does have third-party quality verifications. That's what I would suggest. Anytime you purchase a product, see if one of those 3 labels is on there. Then at least you know you're getting what they're telling you you're getting. So, guys, I know that was a lot. I hope there was some sort of fun out of that at least. It's always good to know when it's too good to be true. It usually is, especially in the supplement world. And remember, if you're buying any sort of supplement, the last person you want to listen to is the person at the vitamin store, because they're a salesperson and they're getting paid to sell you a product. So
All
a lot
those
of times,
Instagram ads.
or the Instagram ads. Somebody is, if you're at the GNC or something like that, or Vitamin Shop, they're told what to push, and it's usually their higher end, whatever they're making the most money on, and they'll get bonused on that. So it's like,
they all get PMs, promotional money.
For sure. So if they're pushing something specifically, and if you don't know what it is, and if you don't know what it's supposed to do, go home and do your research first. And if it actually does meet up, one of the best research I'm going to tell you guys all to use, it's called examine.com. It's the #1 place to get scientific research based on any sort of supplementation that you'll ever find. There is a paywall to get the really, 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 really nitty-gritty information. But if you want the basis, buy this or don't buy this, it's the most effective place to go for that.
That's very useful.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Cool.
I'm quite pleased to know that the 5 things you mentioned, I have taken all up at some point, and none of the bad ones. Except one time I found these tablets, and I was still searching for my diet route I was going for. And these tablets claim in your system to bind to fat particles and flush them out of your system. And it seemed quite effective until I found out that...
I think your best fat or diet pill is probably going to be like an appetite suppressant, maybe, when
So
you're
that's
first
what-
starting.
That's what caffeine and ephedrine does, right? So
yeah.
there
I
are
think
some
that's
things that
probably the most
naturally do that.
effective route.
That's why coffee is very effective. That's why cigarettes are really effective. There's been a
Right.
lot of people that go on, start smoking. I actually heard a story about John Daly, you know, the golfer, total degenerate, smoker, drinker, awesome guy,
Right.
right? Gambler.
Wizinator.
The way that he lost, so he was trying to get on his college golf team, and the coach said, "You're too fat, and here's what you need to do. You need to stop drinking beer, and you need to switch to whiskey, and you need to start smoking cigarettes." And he did that, and he lost weight, and he got on the golf team, and now he's one of the most famous professional golfers of all time.
Yep.
Oh,
He is
for the
also
record-
a hardcore alcoholic and druggie who has admitted on multiple times to use Wizinators to pass his PGA drug tests.
Yep.
He literally buys the Wizinator. Like, he was a spokesperson for a while for it.
Yes,
Hey,
for the
real
record,
quick-
Better Hit the Map podcast does not endorse starting smoking to lose weight. That is on record.
So
Thank you.
this is from DDP Yoga. Dallas actually commented on somebody's question. So where does one go from Synergy 40? Where's the best place to start for intermediate? Super cool. Dallas decided he's going to take some time to answer this question for this user. You guys ready for this?
let's hear it.
Burn the boats.
I'm reading this verbatim. Synergy is a great workout to help you build strength and endurance. Once you masturbate move on true, you're only going to get stronger and have even more endurance.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
It's going to be strong as hell.
I hope
mean-
you please
Once
screen
you
grab that if you
masturbate,
haven't.
screenshot
move
that.
on, though. You're only to get...
They're like DDPY, they told me
There
to
it
have
is,
to buy
folks.
mats, but not Kleenex,
Once
right?
you masturbate, move on, though. You're only going to get stronger.
Tell me the comments below it. Tell me,
Who's got the
has
best
anybody
response?
picked up on it yet?
Okay.
Screenshot it. Go ahead and screenshot it now. Has anybody picked up on it?
Oh yeah, there's some comments. Let me see.
Oh hell yes, that'll be picked up on immediately.
It does say DDP after, so he definitely did write that because somebody else is doing his other things. So that's hilarious.
Okay, here we go.
Autocorrect's a fucker at times. It really is.
Oh, no, I
Autocorrect.
already know what it was. No, he did voice to text, and he said, master that.
Yes. He's clearly master that. Yeah.
So
He must say masturbate a lot if his phone
here you
immediately
go.
went to that.
I usually try to keep my masturbation and yoga separate, but maybe no shot. Well then, I've missed that part on the app. Huh. I think I've watched a different version of that workout. Just make sure you're alone. This one from Judith Fenn.
I love Judith.
Bro. That's all it is. Thomas
simple.
Strasda, he meant master it. Oh, get out of here, Thomas.
There's always this.
Derek.
Yeah, because we didn't know that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Derek
fuck's
says,
sake.
funny how his autocomplete went right to masturbation. Jesse says, honestly, I think it's pretty badass DDP took the time to answer my question, so I'm not going to take advantage of this. But you only get one next time. It's fair game. Thank you all for your input. I think I know where I'm going to start next. A reply to that, we all know where you're headed.
Great answer.
That's
Brant
fucking amazing.
says, no words to express how much better my day is with this comment. Michelle says, I love this group so much.
You see, this is where
blooper.
This is where I wonder about him, because like that's the kind of dumb shit that slips by me all the time. And the one thing I learned years back, people are going to laugh at you, got to laugh at yourself first.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I just wonder if with his persona, how's he going to?
His best follow-up would be simply, and don't forget to do it tomorrow. That's
Yes,
how you have to-
yeah, exactly.
That's your reply.
Just
And
don't edit it. Just
day
leave it be.
for the rest of your life.
Yep.
It strengthens your forearms and tendons.
And sometimes it's better to have big biceps and poor eyesight.
Yep.
Ah, dude.
So,
Jeez.
yeah,
Yes.
hilarious. So, yeah, sorry to disrupt that one there, but I saw
Oh
it, I'm
my
like,
God.
no fucking
Worth
way.
it.
I'm so glad I got
Worth
to
it.
share that with you guys.
Usually those happen in a little group chat. It's fun, for sure.
And now for something completely different.
Stop that. It's far too silly.
I got this. Okay, so I got Diamond Dallas Page. Hopefully, Thomas will start a 100-day challenge group for this.
Yes.
Got it. All right.
Nailed it.
Day one complete. Checking in.
Day one complete. Just a sweaty picture, like wow, that was a tough one.
Jack him if you got him.
God, that Matt is
Oh my
so.
gosh. You need to get on there right now. Somebody reply Jack him if you got him. You need to reply pop it.
I can't. My phone's busy.
Oh my god.
And
let me see if I can
I'll
find
go
it.
in
I'll
with.
get it.
I'll go in with. Of course, I finished strong. Right, mine's up.
Mine's up.
Fantastic. And that is how a thread is hijacked.
It's made my fucking day.
Finger spread wide.
Mine's up.
Can't see me.
Oh my gosh, there's so much there.
That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Don't forget to do this tomorrow. You did tell her. Oh, Jesus. Tom, when are you just going to start signing everything as Dr. Tom? Like, be like DDP, but...
With the little bag, I'll make my own little.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll put the little arm.
He's never gonna come on the fucking show now. We got
Yeah, he
no
is.
chance.
He has to.
Right, let's get this wrapped up. So, thanks, Tom. Good to know we're supplementing well. Actually,
Yeah, excellent.
yeah. If you've got feedback on that, not I'm taking this. Oh God, no. Like Tom said, just you've got questions or feedback. Let's have it, and we'll be
absolutely
doing a
wanna know.
feedback show soon.
Yeah.
So, Jason, we can't thank you enough for joining us. It's been an absolute hoot.
Woo!
I hope we didn't give you too much shit.
No, this is actually kind of light for even the regular conversations. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's because we like you.
Aw.
It's favoritism all round.
That's right.
It is really.
Do you have anything, a profile, a website, a other interests we don't know about? Do you secretly do crocheted gifts in your spare time that you want to?
No, I don't have any of the other sites that I can, plug here. All I've got is like Transition Coach Canada and that Shamrock Fitness guy and Project Mayhem and Burn the Boats Fitness. And, of course, Back on Track Living. I don't know if you guys have heard of any of those, but they are phenomenal. And everybody needs to get out there and try them out.
Cheers, we're out.
Saves us a fucking job, thanks.
Can we just zip that and we'll play that for end every show? There you go.
That worked for me. Yeah, we'll close it out with that, guys. So, my wife says, and make sure you masturbate.
And make sure you masturbate.
Well, we know what's happening with your post-steak dinner.
Yeah, I gotta go work out.
Gotta go hit the mat.
So, if you do want to send us an email, Ryan, where should they send it?
Yeah, make sure you if you want to reach out, if you have anything to say about Tom's segment, if you want to learn more about Transition Coach, if you have any questions, go ahead and reach us via email at hitthematpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell on YouTube so you know when we're going to drop new content. We're probably going to take a break off around the 4th of July, but we're going to try and put together something quick for that day. So it won't be like your normal episode or anything like that. And then we have a few challenges that we're thinking about kind of pushing out there too. And if you're listening to us on any kind of podcast sourcing app, make sure you like, rate, or review, kind of help us move up in those ranks. We appreciate everybody that has stuck with us through controversial opinions and too many F words and a lot of other stupid nonsense, but we do truly appreciate all of you. Your support means so much. We saw you guys blow up Dallas's thread the other day with recommending us as your favorite go-to inspirational podcast.
Yeah, thank you for that.
We think you're all crazy, but it was really, really nice to see. And honestly, that's the kind of stuff that makes us do what we do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that just remains for us to say. Lift your glasses. And don't forget to hit the mat.
Cheers.
See you next time.
Cheers.
Better Hit the Mat podcast.
You sound fantastic.
So sweet.
So sexy.
At least you guys think that, and that's the important thing.
That's right.
I saw that friend you made over the week. Huh?
Oh, hell yes. Hello.
Slid right in.
Uh-huh.
I was just making a big deal of it. I get loads of those.
Of grandmothers?
Oh, grandmothers.
I thought you meant the... You fucker, I walked right into that one.
Now, do I need to move the camera at all, like off of my
Yeah, bring
face?
it down. Bring it down. Bring it down.
Yeah, down a little bit.
Bring it down. Keep
Bring
going.
it back up.
Let's see
We don't
that
wanna
sexy
see that
chest.
shit.
Going.
Can you
Keep
change
going.
the t-shirt as well? Because I don't like the same one twice.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Did you bring it down? You didn't. That's a fucking outtake. Like, I'm sorry.
Do you do sound engineering at all? Because like
The mic
that's
is
what a
not
sound
moving.
engineer does. Can you turn up the treble a bit and you just
Nothing
go?
is moving.
You didn't
He's just
move.
fucking with us now.
Guys, just look at,
He's
look
just
at the
messing
wind
with us.
guard. Look at the wind guard. See how
Wait,
it's
I bet
not
you-
moving?
He's probably. Do you have an external? Do you have another webcam on top of your laptop cam? Because you're probably
Yes.
the wrong camera going.
Oh my
That's
god,
probably
get your own camera source.
That's it. That would make sense then.
Okay, on stream. Aren't you guys glad that you've got these fucking things? Okay. Cam, Mike.
Oh man, I missed all
Don't
that.
feel bad, dude. We've been doing this 21 episodes and we fuck it up every week.
Dude,
Every time.
Dude,
Every
There
time.
we go.
Way better. Perfect. Just keep it right there.
You're not allowed to move it.
I'm like, this motherfucker just keeps getting.
the colour's fucked.
Oh god.
Go back to the other one.
Okay, fuck it, yeah.
Yeah, it's taking the red from his laptop cover. It's just burning it onto his face. Look, that's amazing camera adjustment.
My back's on
You're
track.
so red right now. This is the best. I love you, buddy.
Oh shit!
Start busting his balls
It's
already.
so fucking hot in here right now. I turned the fan off.
Take
And I
the
had
shirt
to
off.
Oh, baby. You're an asshole. No wonder you're alone. Bye.
See you in a sec. Bye.
All right.
Gotcha.
Well, fuck you. All right, so love
That's,
you.
that's literally our. Some podcasts go 3, 2, 1. We just go fuck you.
Fuck you.
And carrying on.
Now we know we're live.
I had roast chicken.
Nice. I had
Traditional
chicken at
roast
lunch.
dinner.
All right, chicken and breakfast. Chicken with my eggs. I had some complete chickens and some pre-chickens and post.
It's the
Everything
before and
between.
after.
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite kind of before and after. It's just chicken on top of
That's the
eggs.
fucking circle of life right in front of your fucking face.
I am.
You put a feather in his hair and just ate this shit.
You're an asshole. No wonder you're alone. Bye.